Hi there, I'm Sarah Rosensweet, Peaceful Parenting Coach, and today I want to share with you 6 words that will make parenting easier. So often we assume that kids are naturally, misbehaving and they want to be bad and they're trying to get away with everything that they can. You hear it in our culture all the time, the terrible twos and three-nagers. There are even all those memes that are like, my kid is a blankety blank, but really children want to be good. And so when they're not being good, it's because they can't manage in that moment. So our 6 words that we want to tell ourselves, our mantra to make everything easier is they're doing the best they can. When we assume that kids are doing the best they can, it makes us have more compassion and more patience, and it helps us to solve whatever the problem is much more easily. So if we assume that kids are doing the best they can, we can stay calm. We often lose our tempers because we get caught up in between the shoulds, like they should be doing this and they should be doing that, and then the reality of what they're actually doing. And it's that space between what they are doing and what they should be doing, that's when we get angry, and that's when we lose our tempers. So if we can remember, my child is doing the best they can, then we can stay calm and we can have more compassion and more empathy and more patience. So for example, your kid's not getting dressed. You've told them a million times, time to get dressed, time to get dressed, time to get dressed, and they're not. And then we lose our patience and we yell and they cry and the day is off to a horrible start. But if instead we say to ourselves, our child should be getting dressed, but they're not getting dressed, and we assume that they're doing the best they can, then we can be more patient and we can move into problem solving. So if we do have that empathy and that compassion, we can figure out, okay, what's going on? Why isn't my child getting dressed? Maybe it's because that getting dressed is one step closer to leaving for school or daycare, and they really don't want to go and they don't want to be away from you. So we can maybe go in with a cuddle and a snuggle and help them get dressed, pretend they're a baby, or maybe, make some sort of a silly game that will make everything go more smoothly. And really, it's not going to take any longer than all of the nagging that doesn't work, and then you end up losing your patience at them anyways. So when we recognize that they're doing the best they can, we can stay calm and we can have more empathy and compassion, and we can actually move into problem solving. The other great thing about recognizing that your child's doing the best they can is that it just generally increases the goodwill in your family. And when you have a positive outlook and a positive attitude about that your child actually wants to be good, but they're not managing, then you, you're looking for more positive instead of just feeling negative, and what we focus on grows, right? So the positive grows. They're doing the best they can. And this is actually something that I find in my life that helps me be a happier person, is if people around me are being difficult and I recognize that they're doing the best they can, it actually makes me feel better. So this can work with everybody. They're doing the best they can, not just with our kids, with a partner who's difficult, comes home storming around, and if you take a step back and think, wow, they're having a hard time right now, but they're doing the best they can, you can stay more calm with them and you can have more compassion, and you can maybe help them with whatever they need, or at least you can just stay out of it and not get triggered. Also, if we recognize that our children are doing the best they can, we can see their misbehavior as a message to us. So if they're doing the wrong thing, and of course kids are impulsive and they are curious and they have bad days, so they will misbehave. But if we can get curious about what's going on, tell ourselves, well, if they could be doing better, they would be doing better. So what's going on here? We can really figure out what's the underlying cause. Like in my example about getting dressed, your child doesn't actually want to go to daycare, so they are dilly-dallying and not doing what you're asking them to do because it's one step closer to out the door and to you. So use that as a connection time and really figure out what you can help them, how you can help them, so that underlying cause is taken care of. So really, a parent said to me once, I see misbehavior as a mystery. So you got to figure out what's driving that behavior. So they're doing the best they can. It's really, it's a great way to just go through life, and it's a great way to think about your kids and just make that so much easier, make parenting them so much easier. They're doing the best they can. Make that your mantra. I'm Sarah Rosensweet, Peaceful Parenting Coach. You can find me on at my Facebook group, Peaceful Parenting with Sarah Rosensweet. And if you like this video and you think it will help your friends and family or community, please share it with them. Okay, and have a great day.